Guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing plug wires as well as plugs in this 2018 Escalade. The recommended interval for this is 97,000 to 100K miles. We're a little over 97 now. This is kind of like a wear part, but also we're chasing a little bit of a shutter we got going on. We're going to see if this helps it, but regardless, this will work for 15 to 20 Yukon, Tahoe, and Escalade 6.2 and 5.3. Also with the trucks, it'll be 14 to 18 Sierra and Silverado 5362. Same process, so we're gonna get started, show you what we got, and yeah. I went on Rock Auto, put in my vehicle. There's many options. We got the Iridium NGK plugs. These are recommended from factory, so pretty much just a factory plug. Same thing I use in my Silverado. And then also, same in my Silverado, I use the Speed Engineering plug wires. They're a little bit of an upgrade from stock. They're 10 millimeter, supposed to be better conductivity. We're also going to be using the plug wire boots. So those will go on there and protect it from heat. This is mainly important if you have headers, but it'll be good for the manifolds too. So that's the parts we got. It's pretty simple, cheap upgrade slash wear item. So we're going to get started. All right, to start this job, we're going to get this big old intake tube muffler factory junk off. We do have a cold air intake coming soon, but if you use an 8 millimeter here, as well as on the throttle body, you'll have to lift this little beauty cover up and out of the way, just like that. And we have access to do that. So take those off. And then, what do you think? Take the negative cable off?
Sure. Can't hurt.
Everyone says to do that on anything, so.
Pretty much.
Why not?
Even filling the wiper fluid, you gotta disconnect the battery.
So let's see, is this 8 millimeter too? Probably 10. Okay, so it's not an 8, but these are 8 millimeters. Take this off, so we're gonna pop that off and come back to you. All right, so we got our intake tube off as well as our negative battery cable. We went ahead and took this side valve cover off. We're gonna do the same thing with this hose, the valve cover breather. So depress the gray piece. Let me get down where you can see it. This little gray piece. And it'll pull right out. We'll keep that there. Go ahead and take your oil cap off. And then these are just push connectors. They'll come off. It's a little tight in the back. There we go. Just 2 little push pins. Hold that on there. Maybe 3 actually. Same thing on this side. This right side is going to be a little bit harder to get to because there's a couple things in the way. We'll show that in the video as we go on. So these hard cooler lines down here are kind of in our way. So I just kind of lifted it and rotated it up. We'll have enough access to our plug wires down there, as you can see. For these cooler lines, it's just a little snap connection in this piece here. So if you just pull it away like that, you'll have enough room to access everything you need. You can see here, everything will get moved if it needs to be moved. So yeah, we'll start on the left side just so you can see everything easier. It's the same exact process on the right, just a little harder to show you guys on video. But as far as our plug wires go, you're just gonna kind of, don't grab it from here, especially if you're reusing. Grab it from the top, pull it down. If you kind of wiggle it and twist it while you're pulling it out, it helps. Same with the bottom. See if I can get this while I'm holding the video. It is a lot easier with 2 hands. All right, so I got the first one off. It's a little hard to do with 1 hand, so I had to put the camera down so I get 2 hands on it. But you're just going to kind of grab it from the metal, give it kind of a twist, like wiggle on the way out. It's got the spring on it. But there's our first one. It's also probably a good idea to replace your oil cap while we're sitting here working on it. You don't want anything to potentially fall down in there. But yeah, so we got the wire off. You can go down, continue taking them all off. So I'll do that now, and I'll come back when we're ready to pull the spark plugs out. Another thing that's worth mentioning, especially if you're reusing your plug wires, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just like, I might as well just replace them and upgrade them at the same time. If you are reusing, put them in the same order they came out of, just in case anything were to happen. You want them to go to the exact cylinder they came out of. So like this is the first one I got out of this cylinder, next one. So just put them in order on each side just to help you differentiate which one goes where. So I would definitely recommend that if you're reusing these stock wires. I went ahead and pulled this little cooler line bracket off just so we have a little more room. It's just a 10mm bolt right there. And then you can start pulling on it. Also, if you can help it, these pliers work amazing for those tight back cylinder ones. We got all these out. That rear cylinder, the very back one, is super hard to get out. The best way to do it is to go from underneath and try and grab it. We ended up getting it out that way, but we did in fact break it. So if you're going to do this, just keep in mind you might want to at least buy 1 or 2 wires if you're trying not to buy wires, just in case you break them. So now we got to pull these plugs out. We're going to use a spark plug wrench, and it is a, I believe it's a 5/8 spark plug wrench. So we're going to start pulling each of these plugs out of the cylinders and going from there. All right, so we got all the plugs and plug wires pulled. Again, for that rear cylinder, I don't know which orientation this is. It's either the 7th or 8th cylinder. Even the spark plug's a lot easier to get from underneath. It's still not easy, but that's the best way to do it. It's kind of impossible from up top, but let's take a look at our spark plugs. Overall, they don't look too bad. As you can see here, there's a little bit of worn downness compared to the brand new one. You can see a little more tip on the new one. So we're going to start putting these new ones in. Do this by hand, get them pretty close to tight, and then put the wrench on it. And you can torque them to spec, but there's no need. Just torque them enough, but do not snap this off. This would be a really bad thing to break. And then I'll show you how to put the boots on the plug wires, and we'll go from there. And also, it's worth noting, this goes down to the plug. As you can kind of see, it's the shape of the end of the plug, and the black side, the bigger side, will go to the coil pack. You get this boot. See if I can get the camera right. There we go. Boot into the plug wire. You're going to go in from the larger side with the smaller end, so this end into this side. And you're going to kind of just work your way up. It'll start to come out like that. Once you can pull it enough, it's a little bit hard because there's a metal ring in there, but just pull it through. Just like that. Just be careful not to break anything. And that's all there is to it, to have a protected fire sleeve on your plug wires. So we'll go ahead and put all of them on and get ready to put these on the car. All right, we got all 8 of our spark plugs with the boots on, ready to go, and all of our new NGK spark plugs. We're going to start putting these in one at a time by hand to start, and then put them in there and just torque them enough to be tight. And here we go again. We're just going to start putting these in by hand. Put them in your spark plug wrench. And let me get some light. And here we go. We're going to start them by hand. Line them up with the hole. Grab the wrench. We're just going to tighten it just enough until it's tight. About like that. One more for good measure. Okay. Then you'll take your new spark plug boot and wire. Make sure you're pushing down on the bottom of it so you know it's all the way on the spark plug. You can angle it any direction. Go ahead and put this part on your coil pack. It's a little harder to line up. just like that. It's actually the second cylinder, so it goes here. And in the last video, I accidentally put the number 2 cylinder on the number 1 coil pack. Make sure it goes to the right one. This is your first one down here. It goes to your first coil pack. Alright, so we're down here on the bottom of the vehicle. As you can see, the spark plug way up there. Essentially what we're doing is putting it in hand tight from the bottom just by rotating it like this. This is also how we got the plug out as well as the plug wire off. It is a pain, but it's doable. Also, while we're down here, we're going to go ahead and try to put the plug wire on at the bottom and fish this up. I think that's going to be the easiest method to try. Alright, so we got that last plug wire and boot. Just make sure you push really hard on the back edge so that you get it on the spark plug all the way. Alright, now that we've got all the wires and plug wires back on the coil packs, we're going to put everything back. So make sure you put your little mount that mounted these hoses back. There's the bolt hole for it right there. Right there, actually. Right there. We'll probably slide this back down, I would imagine. This should snap back into place. There we go. So just do the same thing on both sides. Place this side, take your cap back off. Come on down here. Alright. Snap everything on. Get your cap back in place. That's it for the coil pack covers. There's all the new plug wires on there. Got everything back. We'll put the air intake box back on, tightened everything up, put our battery terminal back on. We went ahead and cleaned our mass airflow sensor as well. So just let it run for a minute or two since it reset on the computer. But as you can see, it's a pretty easy, straightforward process. The back two, the left one's really not that bad, but this back right, spark plug and wire is kind of a pain, but just crawl underneath. Just plan to take a little bit longer than you think it'll take. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward, easy thing to do. You can see a little bit of red from our speed engineering plugs. And yeah, hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and put the bell notification on. We have more content coming soon. Thanks. We haven't put any miles on this thing yet, but I can already tell right off the bat we're idling way smoother than we were. So if you're having a little bit of a rough idle issue, your plugs and wires may help you. Again, this is pretty much around this mileage when we're supposed to change plugs and wires anyway. So it's a good preventative maintenance part to install, or if you're having a little bit of trouble with a rough idle, clean your mass airflow sensor helps a lot too. But yeah, we'll put some miles on this thing and see how it does.